Greetings everyone on YouTube and welcome back to Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition with me, Kemsit. We're gonna continue on with the custom campaign and scenario adventures after we finished mission 1 in Hoc Sogno Vinces in Constantinople's campaign, The End of the Ancient World, into Greco-roman Westring. Now, before I shall proceed forward, I would like to mention and inform those who want to play this custom campaign and our scenarios to be presented in the main menu. Press this mods button, press on mods tab, there you find a magical search bar, where you have to write down the custom campaign and our scenario that you'd like to go through. Then subscribe to the one with the respective language which you can communicate with if the creator or anyone else offers you such option. Then after pressing subscribe, wait till so that your PC downloads the required files for you, and then of course restart the game real quickly so that everything works fluently. And then before you restart, check out the install mods tab if your custom campaign and our scenario is active. By having this box behind it pressed on. Usually it is, but just to be certain, check it out. Afterwards, you should be back in the main menu, press single player, press campaigns, press custom campaigns, press select campaign, the one that you like to go through of course, and of course have fun, as we shall try to do so as well in the Greek-Romano Wrestling Mission 2. The barbarians stared at me through the barrel of arquebuses well around us, but be far enough to make us feel isolated came the echoes and the shouts of the soldiers in what was the final phase of the siege of Constantinople. They were mixed with the smell of gunpowder dins, bangs, and rolls produced by the Turkish bombards that were hammering the walls of my beloved city. As you know well, the weapon you're carrying is a very recent conquest, I explained to the invader as a cold sweat descended from my front was pinching the wound of my temple. The ancient Romans fought face to face if it was a matter of pride and honor, as if every single duel in the battle was something personal. Even before the glory of city, nothing like that petty games you pagans are used to. In this way, it was like every single legionnaire fought for himself and for everyone at the same time. It was a code of conduct that came from ancient time, even predating Rome, perhaps by the Greeks, with whom we shared the cradle of civilization. The importance of virtues of strength, courage, and determination that came from ancient religions were not initially scratched by the values of peace, brotherhood, and compassion carried forward by Christianity. Constantine and his successors maintained an open-ended attitude toward the pagans aristocracy, and one of them, the Emperor Julian, even tried to bring Roman back to pagan religion, but by now everyone knew that Rome became blah blah blah. This became evident when Gratian was the first to renounce the ancient office of Pontifex Maximus to leave it to the Bishop of Rome, removing the privileges of the Senate, still mostly linked to paganism, and even removing the altar of victory, one of the most important symbols of ancient Rome. Such an affront could not pass without a trace in the heart of the most conservative senators, and soon to plot to restore the ancient cult to shape, pressed by new decisions that made it illegal and encouraged its persecution. The same cult that until less than a century earlier had opposed Christianity by massacring the believers now found itself in almost identical situation. The new Augustus of the East, Theodosius, a fervent Christian, issued an edict in the city Thessalonica under the pressure of a powerful bishop of Milan, Ambrose, who elevated Nicene Christianity to state the religion, prohibiting to kneel at the entrance of the Curia Ilion in the Roman Senate to make a sacrifice or even to just worship pagan idols, under menace of expulsion from public life. The recreation of senatorial aristocracy was not long in coming, and a certain Varius of Nicomedes Flavius immediately tried to weave blah blah blah. The opportunity arose following the death in mysterious circumstances of the Western Roman Emperor. Valentine II, found hanged by the magistrate Militium Arbogast, a Frankish general in service of Romans. He spoke of suicide, but it was clear that he was trying to exploit the religious diatribes between the two parts of empire to be able to insinuate himself into the mechanism of Roman power and finally be able to elect a trusted emperor, a man named Flavius Eugenius. Unlike the barbarian Arbogast, Eugenius was a Christian, even if he tolerated, and as soon as he arrived in Rome, he guaranteed the pagan senators freedom of worship and money for their ceremonies. But this was not well received by Ambrose, who abandoned the bishopric of Milan in protest asking Theodosius to oust the usurper from the throne. Meanwhile, Flavianus took advantage of the situation and to implement the last attempt at a pagan renaissance in empire after having obtained the consent of Eugenius to reopen the Temple of Venus and all the pagan blah blah blah. Right. There. Great Theodosius, you finally arrived. The pagan Franks of Arbicus kicked us out of our holy basilica, and you must bring it back to Roman Christianism, blah blah blah. There. Done. GG. Thank God, these barbarians never know when to stop. They are so wild, rude, and converting the Christian mercy is extremely difficult. Fortunately, the same can't be said about Roman peasants. For sure, wait, what? For sure, they're foolish and stubborn, but without determination and self-respect, so it shouldn't be hard to convince them. We have a map of pagan villages, X on the minimap. You can choose where to start, select the main building of the village, and we will convert them. I think you can go there then. This is go back to Constantinople. Rome belongs to Augustus Flavius Eugenius and Magus Militum Arbacas. We'll never leave the empire in barbarian and pagan hands. Until you defend us from pagans, you won't have to pray. We will heal you. Okay, sure. Right. Now, what do we have to do? Convert all Roman villages, select the main construction to order Christian monks to start converting them. Do not destroy none of the main building in any village. At least one monk must survive. Roman basilica must not be destroyed, okay. Theodosius cannot pass a castle age and has a population limit of 100. In this scenario, you can build docks or castles, but you'll be able to train legionnaires from military academies, universities, and imperial bowmen from the academy archer range. Be patient with the Christian monks, do not lose them in sight of them, and protect them while converting, and they will heal your troops. Consider they're slow that they move to the building you're ordered to convert. Following the shortest path, even if full soldiers or towers. Also, once the order is given, it cannot be retracted. It's so study well the path before making sure you have freed it from enemies and other obstacles, or many monks will die in vain. In case you cannot maintain or are not interested in Fravita's support, you should defeat him as soon as possible. Since he only possesses a little camp, however, consider that if you do so, once arrived, Elric and his army will come to get revenge rather than help you. If you can cut Aegean's water supply by destroying the aqueducts, his army will train slower and his attacks will be less frequent. Train many monks when you have a monastery, since many technologies will already be researched after helping Roman monks and Byzantines having heal bonus. If you choose to slaughter rebellious peasants against the will of Ambrose, prepare to lose the chance to create monks and to see your troops get weaker. In order to kill Abragast, you'll need to kill before the witches who have powered him up through the occult ritual. Scouts, Theodosius' army 1 Blue has just arrived in Histria without a villager nor resources, but he will be able to build an economy if he conquer a fortress and receive supplies from converted Romans. Christians, monks, 5 Sion, are trying to convert Roman villages in the area. 6 Grey, but they need Theodosius' protection. Pagan villages will get converted, but provide your resources and buildings until you won't be able to build a base, but they could rebel if neglected. At the same time, you cannot kill innocent peasants or they would lose other Roman church support. 2 main enemies in this scenario are Arbogast and the Flavius Eugenius. The first one, Green, is the leader of the Franks and appointed by Magister Militium for the Western Roman Empire. It controls Frigidius River from fortress, mainly fighting with thrown axemen, archers, and infantry. It may be convenient to wait for Stilicho before attacking his camp. He also has troops scattered all over the map, and being him a pagan, he will try harass Christian monks. Eugenius, 2 Yellow, possess a fortified city beyond the Frigidius and trained legionnaires, centurions, imperial bowmen, pikemen, and scorpions. He also possesses a castle to siege weapon, so siege weapons are needed to eventually break into his base. Finally, he patrols the region with some legions and has a big army ready to strike. Your main allies for this battle are Flavitius Goths and Stilicho Romans' Allied army. The first four people are building a camp in the ruins of a Roman city, and it will help you hit the enemies with horse and infantry. However, they don't look like to be taken for fools, and if they lose too many men, they will start to suspect Romans are sending them in front of the line to weaken them. So try to reduce their losses, or they may betray you. Finally, it seems that Alaric, one of the best warlords, is reaching the battlefield. A Roman general of barbarian Oregons named Stilicho VIII Origins should join your forces. It is said he has already formed a big army with troops coming from all Eastern Roman provinces, composed of many units of Allan cavalry, mercenaries from Africa, Syria, Egypt, and Armenia. His intervention could change the tide of battle if you resist long enough. Finally, there's a faction of nationalistic Goths, Seven Red, which doesn't recognize Fravita as their leader. Considering him too pro-Romans, they're initially neutral to the conflict, and with few soldiers, they shouldn't be a problem. However, it could be useful to try to corrupt or subjugate them, given they're responsible for Eugenia's water supplies. Okay.
Sane, comita, ein, ago, ein, comita, ago, puño, ein, sane, ein,
Okay.
comita, sane, puño, porro, puño, ago, ein, comita, sane, porro, ein, sane, ein, comita, ago, sane.
Get out of here, dudes.
Impero, presto, ein, sane, ago, puño, comita, sane, ago, puño, sane, ein.
Okay. Weird. I thought we only had to destroy the tower and then convert that other thing, because if you destroy that, well, whatever. I don't get it.
Impero. Presto. Impero. Sane. Porro. Pugno. Ago. Sane. Commita. Ein. Ago. Ein. Pugno. Sane. Commita. Pugno. Ein. Ago. Sane. Commita. Ein. Ago. Sane. Porro. Sane. Ein. Pugno. Ago. Sane. Ein. Ago. Commita. Sane. Presto. Ein.
This camp has it indeed. Right, sure. I hope you're gonna be protected.
Sane. Ago. Sane. Ago. Ein. Sane. Ago. Ein. Sane. Ago. Ein. Ago. Sane. Ago. Sane. Ein. Sane. Ein. Ago. Sane. Ein.
Damn it!
Ago. Ein. Ago. Sane. Ein. Sane. Ago. Ein. Sane. Ago. Sane. Ein. Ago. Sane. Ein.
Hello, sirs.
Ago.
Convert them, damn it. Finally! Recover the military ring. From this, we'll be able to recruit troops. Well, sure, we're gonna try to convert this town too. Let's go.
Sane.
But I don't have any supplies, so...
Ago. Sane. Presto.
Oro but labor, ora but don't laboro. Remember, somebody who decided to reward our is for every newly converted village. Military tax. Okay, well, convert it.
Sane. Ein. Ago.
Convert, damn it.
Ein.
Alright, you're still in.
Ein. Sane.
Thingy.
Ein. Ago. Sane. Ago. Ein. Impero. Ein. Sane. Ago. Ein.
Convert it, please.
Sane. Impero. Ago.
Sir?
Presto.
Elbows are because men are here. Well, we will. Here we are.
Impero. Presto. Commita. Ein. Porro. Pugno. Impero. Ago. Ein. Sane.
The protection over Gauss and his henchmen will have your gold and all that. Crosses your love. Okay, send us 2 more
Sane.
players to help.
Ein. Sane.
Sure.
Ago.
I still don't have enough resources. Why do they not come with me? Weird.
Ein. Sane. Ago. Ein. Sane. Ago. Sane. Ein. Ago. Ein. Ago. Sane. Ein. Sane. Commita. Ago. Pugno. Ein. Commita. Sane. Pugno. Sane. Commita. Ein. Porro. Sane.
Damn it, I lost one guy. Whatever.
Ein. Ago. Sane.
Alright, immediately.
Ago.
Go. Hurry up.
Sane. Ago.
We got our stone and gold. Quite a lot even.
Sane. Ein. Sane. Ago. Ein. Sane. Presto. Impero.
Done. For now, this little village could produce food for your legionnaires, Theodosius. Now let's go for this blacksmith. And then I should be done. For now. Oh crap. There's a lot of wolves.
Pugno.
Right, about to load for this city. Only wolves remain here, yeah. What happens here does not belong to you, so leave the pagans, okay.
Sane. Ago. Ein. Ago. Sane.
One of those, you know, Theodosius Eugen is not bad as a pulpit. I cannot wait to transform all Christian churches in my living into stables, as I promised to my dear friend Ambrose. Heh heh. Sure.
Sane. Porro. Ago.
Okay.
Ein. Presto. Ago. Sane. Ago. Ein. Impero. Presto. Sane.
Well, they're getting
Ein. Ago. Ein.
gold and all,
Sane.
but nothing else.
Ein. Impero. Sane. Ein. Presto.
Barbarians! Right, here they are.
Ein. Pugno. Impero.
Fine, we'll provide you with wood and we'll pray you God, but in exchange, we want protection from barbarians. There's an old fortress in Euphrates Valley, right. We'll try to capture this town too, but the problem is we don't have any units here right now.
Presto. Ago. Ein. Commita. Sane. Porro. Ago. Sane. Pugno. Ein. Sane. Commita. Ago. Sane. Porro. Ein. Ago. Ein.
We need a good amount of soldiers to take this. Oh, frick.
Presto. Commita. Ago. Sane. Pugno. Ein. Ago. Commita. Sane. Pugno. Ago. Sane. Porro. Ein. Impero. Sane. Ein. Ago.
I do need some good resources here.
Sane. Ago. Ein.
Yeah, I don't have any other stuff here. Pity.
Ein. Presto.
Research all of this. We have the resources, and we have not really lost any unit right now. So it should be fine. We first need all these goods and all. Oh, great. Here they are. Oh, crap. Frick.
Ein. Sale. Commita. Ago. Sale. Porro. Ago. Pugno. Sale. Commita. Sale. Ago. Pugno. Ago. Porro. Presto.
Capture, damn it!
Vero. Pugno. Sago. Sale. Ein. Presto. Impero. Ein.
Sir?
Impero.
Our guys and monks are dead. We'll never be able to convert. What? How? Why did they die? Huh? Oh! Oh my lord! Yeah, that's just bullshit, man. Freaking hell, man.
Sale. Ago. Sane.
Well, I have to capture that place before I can go there then.
Ago.
But that's freaked up, dude.
Ein. Sane. Ago. Sane. Ago. Ein. Ago. Sane. Ein. Ein. Presto. Sane. Ago. Commita. Pugno. Ein. Porro. Ago. Sane. Commita. Ein. Pugno. Sane. Ein.
Hello, you capture one more guy here. Whoa.
Ago. Ein.
Okay. Ah, that was kind of bullshit that we lost all these guys here. What the fuck?
Ago. Ein. Sane.
So unfair this. By the way, I cannot really recruit any more men because I don't have the population. How am I gonna capture their position then? And I cannot go through... Yeah. Because these guys will just go through here, but it's not meant to be like that.
Ein. Presto. Impero. Ago. Sane. Ein. Ago. Commita. Sane. Porro. Ago. Commita. Ein. Pugno. Ago. Sane. Porro. Ago. Pugno. Sane. Porro. Ein. Ago. Commita. Ein. Sane. Ein. Ago. Pugno. Sane. Porro. Sane. Commita. Impero. Presto. Pugno. Impero. Ein. Ago. Commita. Presto. Ein. Porro. Ago. Ein. Impero. Ein. Sane. Commita. Ein. Sane. Presto. Pugno. Ein. Presto. Impero. Ein. Porro. Ein, ago, pugno, gomita, porro. Presto. Impero, ein, pugno, presto, impero, ein, sane, sane. Ein, porro. Presto, commita, commita. Impero, pugno, pugno, ein, commita, presto. Impero, pugno. Ein, ago, commita. Presto, ein. Presto, ein, porro.
And then we'll capture this. Invoke Signal Princess.
Impero, presto, pugno. Impero, porro. Ein, commita. Impero, ein.
Don't tell me they're dying there.
Presto, pugno.
Please don't tell me. Okay, it's safe. Good. Very good.
Impero, sane, porro. Ein, sane, ein, sane. Presto, ago, ein, presto, ago. Impero, sane, presto, ein, impero, ein, sane. Impero, presto, ago, sane, ein, ago, sane.
There.
Ein,
Ein,
presto.
sane, correctus, fabulo,
Impero, ein, babulo.
ein,
I'm definitely gonna create this thing. Why can I not? What? Verdomme!
condo,
Ein, presto.
These farms are already being raided and abandoned. All the harvest is lost. Oh crap.
Sane,
Frankly, we
ago,
shouldn't try to cross the
Sane,
river before
Sane,
Solutions
Sane.
arrives. Okay.
sane. Ein, impero. Presto, ago. Ein,
impero, correctus, condo, condo,
impero. Ein, presto, sane. Commugno. Ein, ago. Impero, porro. Sane, commita. Presto, sane, ago. Ago. Sane.
Okay, what does it say? We'll build a camp behind these ruins and at least we can do something. Let me know when you're ready to cross the Frigadius. Okay, go away, pagan. Blah blah blah. Let's go.
Ein,
Radio will help us against our rival, but we cannot betray. Oh, great.
presto,
Holy shit!
ein, ago. Presto, pugno. Impero, sane. Ago, sane. Porro, commita. Presto, pugno.
condo,
Ein, Impero. Ein. Sane. Ein.
Ein. Condo. Condo.
Presto. Commita. Ein. Ago. Presporro. Impero. Ein. Commita.
Come on, dude, this is bullshit. You can't go everywhere at the same time, man. Coño.
Pugno. Ago. Sane. Ago.
Ein. Presto.
Impero. Condo.
Salve.
Pabulo.
Impero. Ein. Presane. Impero. Ein. Ein. Impero. Ein. Commita. Sane. Porro. Ago. Commita. Presto. Ein. Impero. Sane. Commita. Ein. Presto. Impero. Sane. Ein. Presto. Pugno. Porro.
Ein. Correctus. Condo. Condo.
Impero. Condo.
Impero.
Condo.
Impero. Pugno. Presto. Ein. Ago.
No, dude. What are you doing? Fool!
Impero. Presto. Ein. Sane. Presto. Ein.
All because the roots of history have been converted, sir. I'm going to use sand, food, and gold. How does it? Ask any of the Christians will fish in the lake and all that. Sure, good.
Salve. Condo. Pabulo.
Ein. Commita. Sane. Ein. Ago. Sane. Ein. Ago. Commita. Impero. Sane. Pugno. Prendita. Pugno. Impero. Ein.
Ein.
Condo.
Presto. Ein. Ago. Sane.
We're not gonna get out of here, dude. You're gonna stay there. Before you die again, we're gonna have some problems.
Ago. Sane. Impero. Ein, sane, presto.
Salve. Ein. Kondo.
Why can't I create villagers?
Presto. Condo. Salve. Condo. Pabulo.
Presto.
Condo. Pabulo. Presto. Sane. Podio. Impero.
Podio. Impero. Podio.
Impero. Ein, ago. Sane. Ago. Sane. Presto. Impero. Ago. Sane. Ago. Presto. Ein, sane. 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 Impero. Ago. Ein. Sane. Ago. Sane.
Salve.
Pabulo.
Ago. Sane. Ago. Ein. Sane. Ago. Ein. Sane. Ago. Impero. Sane. Ein. Ago. Impero. Presto. Impero. Presto. Ein. Ein. Pugno. Sane.
Presto. Kondo. Pabulo.
Lol.
Ein. Kondo. Pabulo. Impero.
Pabulo. Venatus. Condo. Pabulo. Venatus. Venatus.
Presto. Ago. Impero. Ein. Ein. Sane. Presto. Ein. Sane. Ein.
Dude, you idiot! What do you think? I'm trying to gather more men. I can't attack right now like this.
Ein.
Fucking hell, you idiots.
Presto. Ago. Ein. Sane. Ein. Ago. Ein.
Oh, you fool.
Impero. Sane. Ago. Presto. Sane. Commita. Impero. Ago. Pugno. Ago. Porro. Commita. Pugno. Commita. Pugno. Porro. Ein. Commita. Pugno. Impero.
How does he have so many men there? I did try to destroy him, but he has like billions of units there. Crap.
Ago. Sane. Ago. Sane. Ein. Porro. Pugno. Presto. Sane. Ein. Pero. Ein. Porro. Pero. Presto. Sane. Ein. Ago. Impero. Ein. Sane. Presto. Ein. Ago. Impero. Sane. Presto. Ein. Impero. Ein. Pugno. Presto. Sane. Commita. Ai, sane. Ai, ago. Sane. Pero. Ago. Porro. Sane. Ai. Presto. Impero. Ago. Ai. Prestane. Ein. Commita. Pugno. Pero. Presto. Sane. Ein. Sane. Ein. Ago. Presto. Ein. Impero. Ein.
Do I have to pass through here instead of through there? What?
Ago. Sane. Presto. Ai. Sane. Ago. Ai. Pugno.
I mean, I cannot go through him if he's like there. Like, how am I beating him?
Pugno, presto, commita, pugno, presto, ago, sale, presto, ago,
Wait, how did he die?
pero, sale, presto, ago, sale. Ai, pero, sane, pugno, porro, presto, ai, ago, commita, pugno, ai, pero, porro, pugno, commita, ai, ago, ai, sane, ago, porro, pero, pugno, presto, ai, ago, sane, ein, commita, presto, spero, porro, ein, porro, presto, commita, ein, porro, pugno, presto, ein, sane, porro, spero, pugno, commita, porro, pugno, presto, spero, ein, sane, ein, sane, impero, presto, ago, ein, impero, commito, ein, commita, presto, porro, impero, ein, pugno, presto, commita, ein, sane, presto, sane, commita, impero, sane, ago, ein, sane, ago, sane, pugno, ein, porro, ago, pugno, sane, commita, ago, porro, ai, commita, sane, pugno, ai, porro, pugno, porro, ai, commita, ago, porro, pero, commita, pugno, pugno, ai, ago, commita, prestane, Sommita.
It's not my problem, dude.
Ein porro. Pero pugno. Presto. Verago. Ein porro.
Oh, great. I don't have any more resources, and no resources are being given right now.
Ein. Presto. Sommita. Impero. Ein. Ein. Ago. Presto.
Ah, there's just a little bit of a clusterfuck this.
Sane. Ago. Porro. Sommita.
And I cannot create villages, but because whenever I create, they just out of nowhere disappear or something.
Ein.
I get no more tributes either for some time now. And I have to go through here, and like, for some reason, I just... This guy's not doing anything. Orange as well. It's just standing there.
Ein.
I'm sorry, I'm skipping this one too. Bad design, sorry. An explosion shook the church. I paused to watch the rubble and dust fall from the roof under the worried eyes of my inclinator, blah blah blah. Eventually, Theodosius, after appointing his 9-year-old son Honorius as emperor to oppose Flavius Eugenius, almost as if to make fun of him, marched west to kill the usurper. Eugenius and Argos troops met him in their hysteria on the Phrygius River. What last Greco-roman wrestling for power took place. Theodosius from Greece and Eugenius from Rome, but unlike the noble Greco-Roman wrestling that was observed at the Olympics, this was brutal and unfair, driven by a thirst of power, blah blah blah. Initially, the fate seemed unfavorable to Theodosius, but the arrival of a general of Vandal organs named Stilicho, and, according to some, a favorable god-sent wind, reversed the results. At that time, it was normal to see Romans and barbarians fighting side by side after the defeat of Adrianople. A few years earlier, in which even the Emperor Valens had lost his life, the Romans were forced to allow the Gauls to enter as soldiers in the army and give them lands within the border of the empire, in an attempt to assimilate them and make them meet, blah blah blah. So alongside Theodosius and Stilicho were fighting the Goths and Farvita and Alaric, that Alaric who only a few years later would have sacked Rome because of the unfulfilled promise of obtaining for his people the highest ranks and the Roman army. Having become Christian, the emperor was now also barbarized. What the fuck? After the defeat of Eugenius was captured and killed, with Arbogast fled from the battlefields and preferred to commit suicide rather than surrender to the Romans. The same fate was followed by Senator Flavius, having lost all hope after the victory of Theodosius to keep alive pagan religion. The strength of Christianity was so evident by now that the bishop Ambrose excommunicated Emperor Theodosius for having slaughtered innocents in a tumult. It seems increasingly clear that Rome could not do without Emperor Theodosius was indeed the last August under whom Roman Empire ruled. Following the Battle of Frigidius, their persecution against the pagans resumed more violent than before. Now, anyone who denied the cross or was caught performing acts of witchcraft could be put to death. The destruction of pagan temples in the empire multiplied, and often those raids were incited by local bishops. It's incredible how, in such a short time, the role between victim and slaughterer, between Christian and pagan, shifted. The Oracle of Delphi was closed, with the high priestess declaring as her last vision that everything was lost. Were also closed gladiator schools, a symbol of pagan violence, and totally out of place in Christian empire, although some fights between gladiators were still held for a few years. The iconoclastic fury against the pagans was so strong that later emperor was forced to issue edicts to protect ancient temples from fanatical Christians. The last Greco-Roman wrestling took place on the river of Hysteria, as the Olympics also had a last edition that year before disappearing forever as pagan symbol par excellence. But the rules of visions I explained, lifting myself a little from the wall against which I'm sliding with my back, must have been the one in the temple of the Vestals, after being forced of extinguishing the sacred fire of Vesta, which was burning for more than 1,000 years when the city was founded. The last priestess Cilia Concordia, friend of Flavius, was stripped of her jewels and honors by Serena, aunt of Theodosius and wife of Stilicho, in a public torture. The Roman noblewoman tore up her necklace and girded it, mocking her in arrogance the only power it can show, while the Vestal, kneeling with tears from his last humiliation, cast a curse on her, and all her descendants. Rome would not last another century. And that is what happened. Definitely deserved. Because those are the actual barbarians. For they've oppressed so much. Definitely. And that is well deserved. So yeah. Like, how dare you to humiliate such people and all that. And people say quite fanatically, like, hey, there's actually the Turks were the ones who brought that curse and all that and all. And also calling the gods barbarians, well, they have, upheld promises and all that, especially with Alaric not being given the honors, is very arrogant and egoistic. And I want to say this mission is very buggy as well. The triggers are not working very well, and it just forces a person to be very, stuck up over here. Like, for some reason, for me, whenever I created a village, I didn't see him appear. For some reason, I don't know why. When I created a village, I hear that sound, but I didn't see a villager walking away from this position, which is kind of weird, if you ask me. Other than that, well, the limitation with this is just really punishing, because eventually this guy will just get lost so many, and we won't be able to stop him. So yeah. And then the villagers here rebelling. Like, how do you want me to stop that when I do not have any tribute? And Orange barely does anything either, which is kind of weird in my opinion. Like, he just stands there over here, same thing, and then he just gonna go over here. I was really close to destroy this, but then Yellow, and I did keep up with that without just destroying, converting the people, because other it will just screw up the circle thingy. And I still find it weird with those monks over here. And yeah, look at that. They destroyed everything. This one definitely needs a little bit more balancing over here as well. It's a good idea and a nice representation of that time and all that, but yeah, we'll see how mission 3 will be and all. Though, I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, give a like button and subscribe to my channel if you're new and wish to support it. Do you want to recommend something we're going to come together that's possible as well? Just write down comments box below or join my Discord server so we can have a chit chat about it. Till then, I'll see you all later.